Good morning. Welcome to Yap. Today I'm joined by Connor Ritchie. Connor Ritchie. How's it going? How's it going?
What's up?
It's going. It's going.
We going.
Every time I see you, I'm like pulling in a muscle injury.
You're suffering.
You need to. I'm gonna have to cut you off the podcast. This will be your
Is
last.
it a me thing or is it a
so.
Wednesday thing?
Maybe,
Because you always have footy on a Tuesday.
Yeah. And I come back on a Wednesday, it's fucking cooked.
Last week you were punished by Stan the Man.
Like yeah. And yesterday, bro, it was bad. It was so bad. Because I was like, yeah, I had. For those that don't know, I play 7-a-side. I try anyway, and
Football.
yeah, and I had lost the ball, and I was like running this one person down. And I was like fully sprinting at him, like he's my
tracking
guy.
back.
Yeah, he's my man. Like I was like,
We love a man that tracks back.
Yeah, and so I was running after him, sprinting, and then he got close to goal, and I was like, I just felt like a string of cheese, like yeah,
Sniped.
I was like, oh, it's like the FIFA animation where like he just like slows down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play on?
Yeah.
Was that it?
No, I kept going.
It can't be like torn then.
No, it was no.
Strained.
No. I've had it worse.
Yeah. Because you tear a hammy.
Yeah. You been
It's
there?
game over.
Have you been there?
Huh?
Have you been there?
No, but I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
I used to go watch my dad play football a lot growing up. Like, I played football growing up, but my dad notably played for an over 30s team in Ellerslie.
Yeah.
And like those old boys.
Yeah.
Strapped knees.
Yeah.
I've seen
Like
a couple
Stone Cold.
hammies go on my time.
Yeah.
It's always a little funny, but it's always also like, oh man.
It's a little tragic. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, to be honest.
Nah, man.
It was really funny. Not funny because there was an ambulance there
Yeah.
that like picked up some guy. Like they literally like had to put him on a stretcher and everything.
Yeah.
And
Probably done his ACL. One of the homies did that at the turf. Yeah, the green whistle.
Yeah.
He was loving it though. Like as soon as you get that green whistle,
Yeah.
happy days.
And then it didn't help.
balls.
Like 3 seconds later, this lovely lady from the opposition shot the ball directly where like the sun doesn't shine, and it did that like silencing sound, the suppressing sound, and I had to act like no, it's all good, like, it's fine. And I'm like I'm like sub. I'm fucking screaming for a sub, please. But
Yeah. I've seen a few of those in my time too.
Yeah.
Most notably, I was watching my mate play in the under-19s at Ellerslie, and kid in the opposition got absolutely smoked in the nuts, like trying to block a shot, and dude was on the sideline vomiting from the pain. Like
Stupid.
that's how you know it's bad, when they start vomiting.
Yeah. Apparently, like
Oh man, no, you cringed even thinking about it.
I was told that like if it was that bad, my voice would have changed a little bit. Like my voice would be a little higher. But I was like, no, it's fine, guys. It's fine. But yeah, anyways, that's the weekly football wrap up for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Did your team win?
Yeah, we won by like a big difference. We got Jillian with us as well. Jillian's pretty good.
Nice.
She's like actually a fucking.
She's very fit. Like she runs a lot.
She's
so
a
like
super athlete.
that's like great player to have in 7-a-side.
Just up and down the line,
covering it.
up and down. Yeah. We should. I really think we should make a team,
Give me
like
in
a
there.
Taz team.
Give me in there. My boots are at home. I haven't played 7-a-side in like 6 years.
Yeah.
But I still got my boots.
And it's super social, and we can do like a mixed team instead of like just a full men's one. Like, we should make one for the summer league. All right, AI is in the mix again. Again.
It's always in the mix, man.
Low-key, I think like I'm now like one of. I don't want to say an early adopter, but like I just have to point out the fact that I am paying for ChatGPT now, just like you are, and it's one of the best decisions I've made this year, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like
for
it's
sure.
so can advance, and even I was playing with I've been playing with the advanced voice mode recently. I like had it. I had like a 5-minute segment on the podcast last week where like I was having a full conversation with it on the podcast. And like fully capable, like fully fucking like there and everything.
Soon I'll be replaced. We were joking about you being replaced
Yeah.
a couple months ago
Yeah,
by
look
the
at us.
AI, but maybe it's the guests going first.
See.
Yeah, the AI voice is incredible. Like I've used that so much, but also like, I try to use it, which means that you kind of get better at it. You build the reps, and then it means when these new features and stuff come out, you can kind of get used to them quickly. At least I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve. Yeah. But I will say that like the way that you and I use it, we're probably not early adopt. Like we're still a little behind. Like people building apps for the shit and stuff. Like we're not
full on code.
We're not developers though. So
I'm just asking it. How do you phrase this email in a better professional way? Send. That's like literally like the limits.
I don't use them for emails. It sucks for emails.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also like don't need to write emails that often with like just send what you want.
Yeah.
But I think that's also like if I was just getting into the industry now and trying to like see, I'd definitely lean on it so much. Yeah.
Exhibit A.
I see you kids. See the account team spending an
How do
hour
you
trying to word this thing right. It's like, bro, just send it. Like
Well,
the
I swear,
humans.
that was last year. Me, like I was spamming cover letters because like so many jobs needed cover letters for some fucked up reason, and I had to just like because it had to be customized to like what the role was, and I was like, boom, write me a cover letter for this role at this company, and then do that like 20,000 times last year.
100%.
And now I made it here, so it worked. Not that I had to send a cover letter, but
Yeah.
point stands. So Imma is Imma. I think it's Imma.
Imma.
IMMA. Yes, IMMA. Is in the mix because she is a Japanese influencer with over 500,000 followers on both Instagram and TikTok. Just one thing, she is not real. She's fully virtual. Now, there's videos of her and images obviously, but the videos look realer. And it's just a thing I think of like there's an actual human, but there's a like fabricated face. There's like a deep faked face on her.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
It's not just fully AI generated. They're just doing the face.
With some of the videos, I don't know how like the other videos, but like
because the movement's a little too accurate in some of them. Either they've like figured some shit out.
Even like the skin, like it's like perfectly imperfect. Like it's like insane rendering from in Japan what they do.
Yeah, but she's also like Japanese, so you never know. Like the skin is always fucking porcelain.
Yeah, no pores.
The standards are insane. Yeah, for skin.
And so, yeah, it's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's creepy that these like virtual influencers have like made a living.
It's crazy. We're still, in my opinion, on the edge of the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
But like, shit, you think about where we were. Like there was AI or like CGI influences not long ago. And they're obviously just getting better and better. Like to be able to use an influencer to make TikToks and stuff is crazy. There's some very valid like.
She's not
concerns.
the only one. Like obviously there's a ton right now. Funny thing is actually, the most subscribed person on Twitch right now is a virtual tuber. Is a virtual streamer.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not a real person. It's like
is that because everyone else is banned?
pretty much. They're all on kick. But no, bro. Like the most subscribed person on Twitch has like
Who's that?
She's called Iron Mouse, I think, and she's got 300,000 subscribers.
She's AI.
Yes.
How have I not heard of this?
I don't know if it's AI, but it's like motion captured. Like
That's crazy.
this is literally the most streamed person.
What the? That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Like,
literally
how does that build up a community connection? Like, I guess it's some people.
Yeah, it's still like a real human voice behind it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like,
right.
She interacts with chat and everything.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay. So there's like personality there.
yeah, but the idea that it's like a person that's you can only know them through their voice, or like they've never made a face reveal.
Yeah.
And they're the most subscribed person on Twitch. They have like just over 300,000 subscribers.
Probably
and
do.
every subscriber is $5. So to do the math on that,
Yeah.
she rakes in about 1.5 million a month. A fucking month.
Still gets to live a normal life. I wonder if it's multiple people.
It could be.
Because like the thing with Twitch, as far as I'm aware, is like the hours can be crazy for these guys because they sit on there. Like you have to be permanently available, like live, and that's how the big streamers grow, just by like dominating their lives with this shit.
Yeah. Also, a lot of the sometimes like the best way to grow on Twitch is like having a subathon. So like you can have like a 10-minute timer and it's counting down, but it only goes up if somebody subscribes, and that's kind of what she did over the month of September. Where
True.
like it'd be 10 minutes and then people would subscribe, and now she has
She's playing games. Like
yeah,
what
yeah,
games
yeah,
you
just
playing?
whatever, everything.
Yeah.
Like playing games, fucking going on like
Whatever's
Omegle,
hype.
like, just like everything a Twitch person does. And I don't know, man. Like I just don't see myself connecting with that.
Yeah, I can't see it either, but maybe like shit, if the character's funny enough,
Yeah.
or like engaging enough,
Yeah.
who knows? I feel like most of the really funny AI generated stuff is like funny. It's almost like self-referentially funny, almost like it's funny because it's AI,
Yeah.
rather than being like if that was a human, that would be funny.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
ones that I've seen, like there's a TikTok channel with AI generated aliens that's taking sounds,
Yep.
like viral sounds, and the aliens like recreate the sounds, and that's funny just because like
Yeah.
the sound's already funny, and like there's something about like the aliens
lyrics.
acting it out,
Yeah.
like that's funny. But I don't know if it would hit the same if that was like an AI generated voice and script, because they're kind of, although the voices are getting better. Like sometimes you talk to the GPT-4 one, and you're like the tone and stuff is quite appropriate for what they're trying to say.
And the crazy part
We want to get
from
better.
that is that like you can ask it to do certain things. Like, it'd be like, oh, say this in a more aggressive tone, and they really say this in like in an Arabic accent, and they say it like it's scary. It's so fucking scary.
We're already at Her,
Yeah.
the movie with like the sad dude.
We're there.
What's
We're
his
there.
name?
Uh,
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
I like that movie.
That's right.
I don't know, it was great. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
But it was also just like, I love sci-fi, so you see stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I love seeing the like where we are at on the continuum.
Yeah.
There's also like
timeline.
Blade Runner. Like we're in there.
Yeah. I think we're. Yeah.
You look lonely.
Because like I might not think like those like virtual influencers are that legitimate, but fucking solidified $1 billion brands don't think so. Like this Imma lady girl influencer has collaborated with Adidas, Dior, fucking IKEA. Like
Yeah.
brands are seeing like the type of engagement that she's getting, and they're saying, "Oh, we can definitely get an ROI on this. Let's throw some money at her."
It's getting attention right now. And is it getting attention because it's good, or is it getting attention because it's like, I can't believe that's AI?
Yeah.
And I guess the real litmus test would be like, does this sustain? So like, is this still gonna be relevant in a year, 2 years, 5 years?
Yeah.
Like 5 years, hard to say, but
Yeah.
you never know. Like as AI gets more advanced, the content, the stories they can tell with this character just get better and better. So
And I think there's a couple of things that are really interesting about like being that virtual influencer is that like some advantages they have that humans don't is like their adaptability. So like for one, I mean they don't age, so like they can be the same look for like fucking decades, whereas an influencer probably has like a 5-10 year window, if that, like when they're like in their prime.
yeah. Well, it depends on what kind of
Yeah, of
influencer
course,
they
of
are.
course, of course.
But I mean, like it's also all about the personality for me and the personal brand. So it's a weird one. I can't see that much depth, but I'm obviously being short-sighted because like very soon it's going to be fucking indistinguishable from humans, and that's where it gets real scary.
And I think the advantage again they have is also like the 24/7 availability. Is that like if they have a team behind them, then you can just like run this shit forever
Yeah.
and ever. Like
The funny is like it's the flaws that make
yeah,
humans human.
yeah,
And like the not knowing, but like if it becomes too safe, but then like you could always build those into the AI. Like it's like
have it look.
influencers are cooked.
Yeah,
We're cooked.
yeah.
Everyone's cooked.
It's so over. It's so over. And like I don't know, because like the OG person that comes to mind is Lil Michaela, and she started on Instagram, and like again she looked like when you look at her you don't think it's AI, but it's one of them ones where like if I tell you it's AI you're like okay that makes sense, but like them on their own, which is the scary part. This was back in 2017, mind you. Like this was back when like AI was like laughable, like generative AI anyway, and yeah, it's scary that like now there's like a whole team behind these influencers and like they're all making a sustainable living
and the real influencers have been editing their pics
Yeah.
for so long.
trying to look like
We're already looking at computer generated images. Like they may as well not be real. Some of them like you do not look like that.
No.
So like not just girls too, guys and girls.
Yeah.
Some of these people are like you know them in real life. You're like you don't like that. Come on.
Bro, it's always like, bro, this is kind of sad, but it's always LinkedIn profile photos. I feel like LinkedIn profile photos is like catfish haven, you know? I don't know.
What are you on LinkedIn for?
I don't know. No, okay, hold on. Don't do this.
Pause. I don't know. There was the whole trend. Like one of the first things people on LinkedIn were like going crazy about when AI was coming out was like AI generated headshots and stuff. Which, I mean, we've got our own photo wall and Taz, like all our pics
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
We don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Have
We don't need you, AI. Fuck you, AI. Yeah, no.
I love AI.
Yeah, I think just one last thing about these like virtual influencers is that the the argument that they're not as authentic as real life humans. But I think that like the proof is in the pudding. Like you don't get to 500,000 followers without like having a bit of like connection with your audience, and like especially if the team behind the virtual influencer are like so in with the current times, I don't think you can fail.
Yeah. The big thing about the virtual influencers is the barrier to entry is so much lower. So like
Yeah.
if you're building out your own competitive advantage as a brand or as a personal brand, it's all about like the depth that you can build over time in your brand. For an AI influencer, it's the same, but like doing that alongside your personal life and your work life and all that, like building your brand up or actually like investing in good marketing to build a brand is like quite tough. Not that it's not hard doing it with AI, but it's just the barriers are lower. So it's like you need to be doing something pretty special. You need to have like a great character or great stories you're telling consistently to really maintain that.
And I think the rate at which things are going is like actually kind of scary because, like, with the rise of now deepfakes.
Dead internet.
Yeah. Break that down because actually I want to know if I think what the dead internet theory is.
Yeah.
And if it matches to what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So from my understanding, because I think this is great. Well, it's terrifying, but it's also like the stuff's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's like as bots, essentially it's bots, but AI as well is a big part of this, become more and more prevalent, higher and higher portion of the engagement, whether it's comments and even now like content being produced, have like very little to no human involvement.
Yep.
And you can see this now on Twitter. You probably start to see this now on Reddit, like places where it's very easy for bots to be doing a lot of the engagement because it's just text. But like soon you won't. You're like you'll be on the internet and you'll be like reading all this content, watching all this stuff, and maybe 1% of it will be made by humans. And eventually, what they're saying is like tends towards zero.
Yeah.
There'll be no. The internet is dead because there's no humans on the internet.
But it's like real comments.
And you can't tell,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the example
that could be across everything.
Which is the scary part. The example that
like
stood out
COD
to me.
lobbies.
The example that stood out to me was like it'd be like, so I'm on X Twitter unfortunately, and a lot of the tweets there are like kind of like some of them that blow up are like just playing off the fact of like it's rage bait and like obviously now with like the rise of the U.S. election, blah blah blah. So a lot of the
the election stuff's crazy about this. Yeah.
I saw one tweet and it was like some senator and he was saying something about like immigrants policy, blah blah blah, and it had more replies than likes or retweets, and all the replies were just like, "Oh, I'm a Mexican mother, and I actually agree with the sentiment." But they all had like a very similar profile photo, like not the same person, but the same style.
The Russians, bro.
Yeah, and like they all had the same sentiment, and it was like, "Oh, I'm actually an immigrant from here. I actually agree with this," and like it's as an average person that's going through that, you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's actually not that bad of an argument if he's got the people that he's targeting supporting what he's saying.
Social proof has always been a huge part of any marketing, but especially politics, where like they put out a policy, you look at the comments and like, because politicians are pretty far away from real people, unfortunately. But if you look at the comments, people are like, oh, like so all these interesting takes, but if it's all bots, then people are just getting like spiraled by the shit. And that's why like that was the whole thing, like the election interference, like bot farms for years in Russia and stuff or wherever, trying to like even in the States itself, influencing the election with just fake accounts.
Do you think there's more bots than real accounts now?
On Twitter?
On social media?
If anywhere, if there's any channel where there's more bots, social accounts is Twitter than human accounts. I don't know about the other channels.
Do you think it's like 50-50 or?
I think it's probably more, like, I think it's significantly way more than the average person would think. Yeah. But I'm pretty certain, like, I'm like 80%, but maybe that's too high. Like, if you just scroll through your feed and looked at all the comments and all those posts, I think that 80% of their content, but I'm like very cynical.
Yeah. That's all my DM requests. That's all. Like, I get excited when I see a girl in my DM.
Oh, 100% of your DMs are AI.
Yeah. Okay. Calm down, bro. The fuck? No, she said she was real. No, yeah, And again, like bro, like everything on the surface looks realistic.
Yeah.
Looks authentic.
Yeah.
The message also looks like
To an
it comes
extent,
from a
yeah.
human.
Some of them are real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, but like now they're getting to a point where like, damn, this girl actually is in love with me, or like it'd be like the ones I have is like recently it's like a random girl that hits me up. It looks like a normal account, like relative following, relative follower ratio, and she was like, "Oh, my friend here likes you, blah blah, blah at blah blah blah," and they're all sending me to that one account,
Yeah.
and that is fucking like
There's very legitimate I guess yeah, this is legitimate like uses for this as well for people that don't have the best English,
yeah,
or even people that can't speak or write well. There's some really interesting examples. Like there was one I saw like real wholesome ages ago, like probably around when ChatGPT first came out. Like some guy had made this app. Some young guy had learning disabilities, and his mate made it an app. So like he was mowing lawns
Yeah.
for people,
Yeah.
and like he made him an app so that he could professionally communicate with the people he was mowing the lawns for without
Yeah.
like throwing them off by just like bad grammar, bad like
Yeah.
understanding, and also just being understood. Like this is like a weird example, but like I have some freelancing clients just on the side, like doing like websites or Shopify or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they'll hit me up sometimes, and like they're business people, so they just send these like real half-baked messages, and like these are smart people, but I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, what the fuck are you talking
maybe
about?
the bots are.
I take these comments, and I'm like, bro, GPT, what does this guy want from me? Because I cannot. And like I'd probably figure it out after if I pick the phone, maybe like spend 5 minutes staring at his message, being like, what? Like, because they just brain dump into WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Like, it's really useful.
Yeah, it's decoding like hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. There's also like, this is so completely unrelated, but I'm just avoiding the topic of Wrangler. If you want to know about Wrangler, your attention, please find it there. But there's this fucking TikTok that I'm seeing recently, and it's fucking killing me. And it's basically like, so let's say I'm acting like I'm a foreigner, and I'm like, I just landed in New Zealand, okay? And I'm asking somebody where the directions are, like to the nearest park. So you're in public. I come up to you, and I'm like, I have like Google Translate, and I'm like playing it in English, but I'm saying it in like
Yeah.
my own language. And then whatever you'd say, I'd like put into Google Translate, but it's a pre-recorded video of Google Translate saying like some crazy shit back to me, and it's like, "Shut up, you fucking." Da, 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 da. And the panic on their face is so fucking funny, bro. And that's it. But yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, I feel like I want to do that.
We need to be thinking about like what's coming and how we can make use of that. It's like where every business owner or every person who's interested in this stuff needs to be thinking is like, it's easy to get caught up on like what's happening right now, but like where are we going? Like these smart speakers have been like I would say overhyped for a while in terms of like their importance to search and stuff, because like not everyone's really using them that often, but like second you overlay AI into Siri or whatever, like it's so much better, and like people aren't gonna, you're not gonna type stuff into Google anymore, in my opinion. Like you're just gonna.
No. Yeah, there's that.
Even like Spotify playlists, like I got a push notification last night. Spotify was like, push this thing to me. It's like you just tell it, like type into the chat and what you want, and it'll make a playlist. Yeah. And I tried it out, and like it was pretty good. I was like, you walk into a t-shirt store. Yeah. There's 4 t-shirts. 300 they're all $300 each. Yeah. Inexplicably, there's a DJ.
Yeah.
What's on the DJ's playlist? and it pumped out this like it was like eclectic mix. It was like lo-fi hip hop and like
so good. Yeah. There's this funny thing on Spotify where like if you search mix, I don't know if it's for you, but
DJ X.
No, if you just search mix on Spotify, it gives you like the craziest names.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that your daily mix?
Daily
is that what
mix
you mean?
is like
if
you just search mix. My first mix is Giat mix, and then it's Standing on Business mix, and then it's Freaky mix, and Riz mix, Battle Royal mix, Underground mix, Escapism mix.
I got R&B mix and then Creamy mix.
Whoa!
Standing on Business mix. Bouncy mix.
It's
late night mix. Why does Spotify think I'm so thirsty?
What are you up to? Are you shaking your
angry driving mix? Rage mix? Relaxing intimate mix?
Whoa!
Sad crying mix.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck this man.
With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning to the podcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.